Hello guys, and welcome to yet another in-depth review here on N&T Auto Reviews. My name is Tyler, giving you these reviews as always, and today we're checking out a really neat all-new SUV here, and it is of course the 2018 Volkswagen Tiguan. This one we're looking at today is in the SEL trim with the 4Motion all-wheel drive. Now before we get started, I'd like to give a huge thanks out to Velenti Volkswagen here in Hartford, Connecticut for allowing me access to this vehicle. And I will put a link to their website in the description box. So, nice easy window sticker here as far as our options list go. Not a whole lot of options to look at. We do have a couple of accessories, the luggage net. We also do have a first aid kit, a roadside assistance kit. And all that good stuff brings us to a total price of $34,970. And that includes our $900 destination fee. So, the exterior color of this Tiguan is called white silver metallic, and it is indeed a very nice combination of white and silver with the metallic flake. And there is 8 color options available in total, and our wheelbase stands at 109.8 inches. And in case you're wondering, it is elongated just a little bit from the previous generation Tiguan. And to finish up with our drivetrain options, you can get either front wheel drive or all-wheel drive in the 4Motion like we have here. So let's get into our details, starting up here on the front of the car with the headlamps. So reflector halogen bulbs are used for both your high and low beams. You also do have running lights. Your turn signals are up there as well. And taking a look down below, you also have reflector halogen fog lights with a nice little sport design there. Nice sport design with the front bumper as well. It's got a sort of gray metallic color. Take a look at that. Nice front grille. Really nice design with the chrome and integrated with the Volkswagen emblem there. Really attractive front end redesign for the 2018 model year. Nice hood design with some pretty extravagant creases right here. Definitely brings out a really nice design. You can kind of see the metallic work in the paint as well there on the hood. So we do have that black plastic that goes all the way around the wheel wells and all the way down on the bottom of the car. That is an absolute paint protector when it comes for chipping and everything with the highway driving. But as far as our wheel design goes, we will get these wheels on SE and SEL trims. The wheel is 18 inches, and it's got a really nice design to it. You kind of have the alloy right here. A couple of spokes are alloys, and then it moves to a couple of spokes are a sort of dark gray color, and then the alloy spokes even have dark gray pockets. Ventilated disc brakes in there as well. Nice to see. A little bit of chrome running along that black plastic on the top there too. So as far as our mirrors go, they do fold in. Nice LED turn signals on them as well. We also do have our blind spot warning indicator right over there. And take a look at around our windows. We have chrome surrounding all the way around the windows, and then we also have some nice gloss black pillars there. Smart key entry on the front 2 door handles. See our roof rails up there. And our wheels back here are the same. Good looking wheels, solid disc brakes back here. We have our antenna up top too, and a pretty nice spoiler as well. And we see it next to its big brother, the Atlas, that just came out. Check my channel if you want to see that car too. We did film that a few months earlier in the SEL premium trim, so top of the line. Back here we have some pretty nice tail lamps. Of our Tiguan, and then our trim indication is the SEL. So this is one below the top of the line SEL Premium. Our third wiper's back here like we expect. Nice Volkswagen emblem, of course. Backup camera is underneath there as well. And our 4Motion indicating that we have all-wheel drive. And we also do have some really nice, it looks like exhaust finishers, but they're just kind of, I guess you could say, faux exhaust finishers. The actual exhaust is up underneath there. Alright, so our smart key entry system. So how this system works is you have to have your key fob in the pocket or near the vehicle, like all systems, but well, this car is unlocked at the moment, just to prove it to you there. To lock the car, all you need to do is put your thumb on that little print right there. All 4 doors will lock. But if you want to get back in the vehicle, put your hand behind the handle and it'll unlock the driver's door, and if you put it behind the handle again, it'll unlock all 4 doors. Alright, so now let's go ahead and check out what's underneath the hood. Alright, so underneath the hood of the all-new Tiguan for 2018, we find one engine choice, and it works perfectly fine because it has plenty of power, it's turbocharged, and it gets pretty good gas mileage. But it is a 2-liter turbocharged inline-4, and it gets 184 horsepower at very low 4,400 RPM and 221 pound-feet of torque at an also very low 1,600 RPM. So very torquey car, makes power very down low in the RPM range. Usually your horsepower, your maximum horsepower makes it up in the usually around 5,000 to 6,000 RPM range, but this makes it down very nice and low. Same with the torque. It's a pretty nice power plant overall. Nice wide hood as well. Alright, so the interior portion of the video. This car does have a gray leatherette interior. It's one of 3 color options on the SEL trim. See some of that gray right over here. Nice soft touch door rest up here. It is soft touch even up here. Nice door handle here with some metallic surrounding there. It looks like a gray metallic paint. We also have our lock unlock buttons right there. Window lockout, all of our normal switches. Our mirror controls, heated mirrors, you can see by that little logo right there. 6 speakers in this car, plenty. You can get an upgraded system in the top level trim. You do have a trunk release right there and a nice carpeted storage tray right there as well. So left of the dash we have some controls that we could look at. We have all of our lighting controls, fog lights, all that good stuff. We have a little storage tray to put change in there for the toll booths. Hood release like you saw just a little bit earlier. Also have our pedals with a nice dead pedal over there. And our floor mats are in the vehicle. They are covered with the plastic so you don't get them all dirty, but you see there's buttons right there so they could hook into the car. 10-way power seats. 2-way lumbar, and then your sort of normal rest of the adjustments. So we even have some perforations in the middle, pretty nice to see that. And some stitching on the side near the bolsters. But let's go ahead and get out of the heat and start this car up and check out the rest of the interior. So here's a key fob that Volkswagen is starting to use. We saw this one on the Atlas, but it's a pretty nice key fob, nice lightweight. It'll slip into your pocket nice and easily. But on the side, we have a panic alarm over here. We have a unlock and lock button on the bottom and the top, trunk release, and remote start, which is pretty awesome. But all you need to do to start this Tiguan is make sure your foot's on the brake. And the engine start stop button is right up here. Alright, so let's go ahead and start here on our telescoping steering wheel here. We have a little knob right there. You just release it, go up, down, in and out. So it is leather wrapped. It's got some nice stitching on the inside and some grip bolsters up here. Nice gloss black and a little bit of bright work going around the steering wheel as well. But as far as the functions, over here we have all of our adaptive cruise control settings. So right here we can go ahead and set the distance. So we can choose whether we want a far or a close different distance to follow the car in front of us with the cruise control. We can also set our speed over there and all that good stuff. So across the airbag cover we have a bunch of media buttons. So right here we have a couple of Bluetooth telephone controls, some radio controls over here. We have a sort of menu system for the screen up there, which we'll get into a little bit, and we also have our OK and the voice commands. And this over here is for your audio volume. So behind the steering wheel we have our turn signals, we also have our high beams. And over here we have our front and rear wiper controls. Now over here we have our gauges, pretty nicely laid out gauges, simple and easy to read and use. So we have our RPM gauge over here and also our engine temperature. That screen in the middle there, which we'll take a look at. And we also do have our speedometer with our fuel gauge there. So taking a look at the screen there and using the buttons in silver and the OK button, swirling off to the right, we have our driving data. Our assist systems, so like our blind spot warning and our adaptive cruise controller there. Navigation would show up if we had a destination inputted on there in our navigation. An audio screen, a phone screen, and our vehicle status screen, which is pretty neat. And this car does have the auto start stop like it says there in the center. So nice upper dash over here. We even have a little storage cubby, put whatever you need in there. So I'm going to turn out our air conditioner a little bit so you can hear me a little better. Really nice updated screen that Volkswagen is starting to come out with. It's nice and flush, and you even have a touch sensor, so if I go near the screen, you can see that it gets ready and displays all the menus. Pretty neat to see that, but there's no really home screen. You do have a menu button right here, but I guess you could say that's kind of your home screen. But we do have all of our shortcuts on the side here, and those are all touchscreen sort of buttons. But we do have a bunch of buttons here. Let's click on a radio, for instance. And going back to our menu, we have media screen. Lots of features will become available once you set up your Bluetooth telephone. Nice navigation map. We have Sirius XM, our phone screen. Vehicle information screen over here. App Connect traffic, very useful. And sliding over, we have our sound system, our system setup, So that's just all of our settings that we can play around with. And we have images that you could upload through the USB connections and whatnot that's in here. So really nice new screen that Volkswagen's starting using. So down here we sort of have all of our climate control buttons. Over here we have our individual temperatures. It is a dual zone climate control. That's why we see our sync button right there. Front and rear defrost, our fan speed is routed to this knob right there. Very easy to use. 3-stage heated seats. All of our different zones where we want the air to blow. Very easy to use, again. So we have an aux, 2 USBs, and a 12-volt power outlet in there. And a nice rubberized tray. You can probably put your phone right in there and it won't slide around too much. Our start-stop button is down there. We also do have our gear selector right where we'd expect it, of course, for our 8-speed automatic transmission. Now I do have an unlock right behind there, and you want to press that when you're going into any gear. So putting it into reverse brings up a pretty nice backup camera with guidance lines that turn as you turn the steering wheel. You have neutral and then drive. We also have a sport mode if we kick it on over to the right. But for now, let's go ahead and just keep it in park. And we could set our parking brake by putting our foot on the brake and lifting up. And if you want to disengage the parking brake, just keep your foot on the brake and click the button downwards. Traction control off button is right over there. We have a nice little 4Motion emblem right there, nice. So that everybody could see you ordered the all-wheel drive version. Auto start stop off. And for those of you who don't know what auto start stop is basically when you come to a red light, the engine will actually shut off to save some fuel, and as soon as you take your foot off the brake, the engine will fire up and is ready for you to go as soon as the light turns green. So we have a couple of modes over here. We're in a normal mode, but if we want to put it into a different mode, we just sort of put it over. We are in snow mode now. We also have an off-road mode and a custom off-road mode, so you can kind of individualize your settings over there. But let's just leave it in normal mode for now. So down here we have a little tray where you can put pens or pencils or whatever. Pretty nice to see that. 2 cup holders in a hexagonal shape. Pretty cool. Nice little armrest. Some nice padding on the top. But it lifts up and you have a nice little cubby to store things. It does go in pretty deep, but it's not as big this way. So up here we have our mirror with a manual day and night mode. Have some LED illumination on either side. And we do have our panoramic sunroof, which is pretty awesome. It definitely livens up the interior a little bit. So let's go ahead and vent it up by just pressing this button right here upwards. That vents the sunroof up, but if we want to put it all the way back, just press the button like that. A wind deflector will pop up and the sunroof goes all the way back, and you can even put it back just a little bit more. Nice to see that it is fully automatic, so you don't have to hold your finger there while it's sliding back and forth. But just to keep the sun out, let's go ahead and put the shade over, because it is quite warm today. Now it looks like it doesn't block 100% of the light, but it does block most of it. Definitely keeps out most of the sun there. And that shade is also fully automatic, or you can just sort of adjust to where it wants to go. There's sort of 2 levels of the buttons there. So easier done than said, I guess you could say. And we also have some emergency buttons up there too. So overall, really nicely redesigned front cabin here. We even have some visors, another LED light up there, and a grab handle. But I'm going to go ahead and move my seat forward to a normal driving position for me. because I do move the seat back so you guys can get a nice pan of the interior while I'm explaining all the features. But let's go ahead and check out the rear of the cabin. Some nice big door back here, and I noticed that on the Atlas. They really have quite big doors, so it gives you an easy entry and exit. You have a nice big opening way. And we do have some nice soft touch materials back here. They didn't lack in any quality back here. Nice door handle, window switch, a little bit of storage with some carpeting. I like that. And a speaker back here as well. So the Tiguan is optional with a third row. However, this does not have the third row. It just has 2 rows, which is pretty nice because it gives you extra room back here, extra leg room. So take a look. I have plenty of leg room here. Sitting behind my 5'10" self, I have miles of leg room. So you do have a map pocket back here, some very well appreciated rear air vents. Have a little storage cubby to put, I don't know what, you guys can figure that out, but you have a USB inlet and a 12-volt power outlet. Pretty small drivetrain hump. It's nice and narrow. Panoramic sunroof continues nicely up here. You could see where it kind of ends over there. Nice armrest, very soft with a couple of cup holders. And these seats do fold down in 3 pieces, so right here and right here is a fold. It is 20-40 folding. And we do have some LED lights back here as well. Handle and a coat hook, like you'd expect. But really good looking interior for this car. Very formal looking, not the most outrageous design, but very clean and simple and very easy and functional to use. But next, let's go ahead and check out the front passenger space. Front passenger door is much like the driver's as far as the design goes. You have a few less buttons. I'm sure you can make those buttons out as to what they do. But the passenger seat is 6-way manual. So we have our backrest right over here, and our height adjustment is right over here. And we have our back and forth lever right there. But still the same really nice leatherette seats as the driver gets. So nice design here. It kind of looks like an aluminum design. Pretty neat looking. But opening our glove box, plenty of room in there. It kind of just drops down and it goes in quite a ways. And it looks like we even have a CD player in there with a couple of SD card inlets. And a little pocket for the passenger to store whatever they need. So you can pop the full power trunk lid a few different ways. But for the sake of this video, let's just go ahead and use the button next to the backup camera. Nice wide opening. Opens nice and tall too, but take a look at how much space you have. You even have a cargo cover, which you can get out of the way there. You can even fold down the second row seats right over here and right over here. Nice storage cubbies to either side of the opening portion. You have all of your accessories back here, your roadside assistance kit, first aid kit, and your cargo net. But opening up the lid here, we have a full-size spare tire with our tools. Nice to see that. And again, if you need even more space, those seats do fold down flat. And to close the trunk, we want to use this button right over here. So, opening the cover to our 15.9 gallon fuel tank, we do get 21 miles to the gallon in the city and 27 on the highway, which is pretty decent considering you do have a turbocharged engine and all-wheel drive. And you can even put regular fuel in it despite that it does have that turbocharger. So to wrap up this video, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for watching, and I hope you stay with us for the next review.